point. I think that is why it's so important to have such a diverse team, because I can't do everything. And I actually don't want to be great at everything. There's things talking to a person who is obsessed with tech. I'm creative, I'm strategic, I'm commercially minded, but I don't get tech a lot of the time. I need help with that area. It doesn't come naturally to me, but I will build a team that complement each other. And I think the beauty of having such a diverse team and for people to have buy-in and have ownership is because they all can specialise in one area.
With the same belief.
With the same belief. And your job as a leader is to facilitate that success in their own little area.
Welcome to Captive Conversations, brought to you by Captive Wi-Fi. I'm your host, Adam Foreman. This podcast brings you the best stories from suppliers, marketers, and operators from our beloved hospitality sector. Now, let's get on with the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Captive Conversations, episode 84. Got it right. We have Gabrielle Goode on the podcast today. Give everyone a wave.
Hi.
And you have an amazing website, which I have to shout out because you told me
Thank
earlier.
you.
It's like the Hospitality Marketing Co. UK, which is just awesome to grab.
Thank you.
So, that's well done. So
Thank you very much.
It's insane.
I was surprised it was still available, to be honest.
Yeah, me too, actually. So you must have just got it when someone...
Good for SEO.
Yeah, really good. Okay, so thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. We've had some really good chats before, and we have mutual clients as well, which is really exciting too. So there's lots of really exciting things going on, and I'm excited to hear your history. But we're going to start with the questions from the last guest, which is Rosie Lewis Marsh, and her first question was: there are a lot of brilliant younger people in this industry. If you were trying to coach someone to be an amazing leader and they are new to being a leader, what would be your advice to them?
Okay.
It's not easy. I know most people are like, what's your favorite food?
Well, that is probably a harder question than this. But I love this question. People is probably my favorite area of what I do, and developing them is probably the best area. So Firstly, I'd say, as a leader, developing a younger leader, just relax. Like, you don't need to teach somebody everything in one go. And I would say to that other person to just relax and be yourself and enjoy the ride. If you yourself are happy and relaxed and come to work and bring your best, happy, bubbly self, you get the best out of other people. And if they see you relaxed, they're going to relax.
I'm already feeling relaxed now.
Yeah, I think a sense of, and listen, I've spent a lot of time having lost this, and having lost it, I've been able to regain it and understand the importance of keeping perspective. Like, we aren't, as much as we love our jobs and we care about those jobs, we're not saving lives. And what we actually are doing is making memories for people. And that should stay at the forefront of that thought process. And if you can retain that sense of perspective and understand that, yes, you may have outside pressures, lateral pressures of the people underneath you. If you can keep that sense of perspective and say, okay, I know that the board are asking for things ASAP. I know that there are development areas of my team or skill set gaps or whatever. If you can keep a sense of calm and relaxation and happiness, everybody around you is going to be as happy and relaxed. And I think that's personally what I try and bring to work. And again, haven't been able to achieve that always. But I think everybody else kind of around you feeds off of that.
Yeah, it's quite lifting, isn't it? Especially if you're that more calm and relaxed demeanor, and as you act and work with your team, they feed from it.
And they're happier at work. And I hope that they then go on to be those happy and relaxed leaders themselves, because they've understood what it takes to work in a nurturing environment that gets the best out of them,
and
that will ultimately go down the chain, and they will behave that way to others.
Yeah, it's like anything with training, really, isn't it? It's interesting. Like, it's a training from top down, right? And then if it's not given the right way, they're going to train it the wrong way. And then I spoke to I saw him as well, Jonah from Blend at Service, and when he came on, he said something really interesting. He was head chef came to train some people, and they did the training there and then, and the head chef went, right, did everything. You ready? You got it.
Yeah.
Everyone's terrified. Everyone's absolutely terrified.
So.
We've got it. And then 3 weeks later, he comes. They do the whole check and everything's wrong because everyone was terrified.
Of course they are.
So obviously they do the training on the phone and stuff, TikTok-based training. So it was very interesting to see the shift change. But when the training's done or learning's done in an easier way, whether it be upfront or online, I think it's really different. But anyway, we'll digress. I digress. But that was a really good answer. Thank you. Okay, question 2. How do you ensure that you can pivot in a business without changing too much?
Okay.
That's tricky as well, especially if you come in and, things are a bit messy.
I don't think you should be scared of change. I think it is okay to change what's necessary. So don't worry about changing too much. I think the only thing that's consistent in this world is evolution and change, and those things are necessary. But I think if you have a strong sense of who you are as a brand, who you are as a company, and what those objectives are, then nothing really changes too quick. And if it is, you've probably got an issue anyway. You've got a bigger problem. But in order to steer that ship in the direction that you want it to, those small incremental changes will happen. And before you know it, you've changed direction anyway. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about changing too much. If those changes are required, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. So pivots don't need to be a really big pivot. They can be slight shift changes.
Yeah.
Slight shift changes to make the pivot.
And every little nudge gets you in the right place eventually. So I wouldn't, if that answers that question.
Yeah, it does. It's also interesting because the way your brain works is the calmer approach rather than coming in and smash.
Yeah. I think when people make drastic, jerky changes, they often haven't been thought out properly. And I think if you look at the bigger picture and know where you want to be, know really fully where you are, and just take those steady, sustainable steps to get you there, we all get there nicely and sustainably and happily and productively.
Yeah.
Is when you go, oh, shit, we need to do this week, or the board are asking for this, or wondering why this number's this way. Like, what can we do by tonight's service to change that around? Everyone is in chaos, and that's not good for anyone. And it's ultimately not going to help you perform because you're not getting anywhere together. You're just all then scattering.
It's interesting. It's basically when people are on the journey with you rather than you just telling.
I work with a really good business at the moment, and the CEO of that business is such a champion of that method and that approach. And it's so admirable that you take everybody on the journey with you. And it's true, because if everybody has buy-in,
that was it. Thank you.
Everyone has ownership over what they're doing. Everyone has a sense of, we all got there. These are all of our ideas, and we're getting there together. There's no dictator.
Yeah, no, they're not leading from the top, are they?
Oi, why are you not doing this? Where's my numbers? Like, blah, blah, blah. Because nobody likes working for that guy, that person. And you're not getting there together.
No, I agree. It's interesting when you lead from like the bottom, I guess, or lead within the trenches. I think it makes a massive difference.
You might get there, but you look behind you and your team are like,
they're all over on the floor. Like lying on the floor,
out of breath,
arrows in their arms, and so on. So okay,
shouldn't come at the expense of people.
Okay, standard questions. Best hospitality experience.
Oh wow, this is Well, there's several.
What stands out?
I eat out about twice a week, Adam. What stands out? Obviously, my first proper hospitality experience stands out because of just how impressive it was. But I think I get something from everywhere I go, most places I go. And it's often because I feel treasured and I feel cherished as a guest. So Petrus, yes, because that was just unreal.
Yeah.
The Shelburne in Dublin, just purely because of the level of personalisation and care that was taken for me.
It's like you're feeling it. It's amazing. Like you're literally actually feeling it.
I love hospitality for this reason. I love how cared about I feel when they get it right.
Yeah. You're very emotive.
Yeah, I think
it's good.
I define good hospitality experiences by that feeling.
Yeah.
Of I'm not coming to eat. Invariably, I'm probably eating beef tartare and chips, but I don't go there for the food. I do because I'm a foodie, but I don't go necessarily for the thing that I'm eating or the glass of wine that I'm enjoying. I go because I'm making a memory or I'm cherishing that feeling. And I think I can get that from my local, where I go and they're like, "Oh, Gabrielle, you're back," and I still get so surprised, and so it just brings this warm feeling over me that I'm like, "Oh God, you've remembered my name," and they're like, "Chablis," and I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Or
it's just those little touches.
Yeah, and that can be the landlord of your local pub, or it can be the maitre d' whose whole job is to remember those personalised things about you. So yeah, sorry, that's not a very good answer.
No, it's okay. Well, the next one is best hospitality tech.
Okay, I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. Because my whole job is to work with different clients.
Yes.
And figure out a tech stack that is personalised to each client. So I can't highlight one because I'll leave all the others out.
Yes.
Other than captive Wi-Fi. Is that the answer?
It's a great answer.
Fishing for compliments.
No. Standard question from everyone.
Sure.
So we've even got tech people on. I've had tech people on before, and they've just chosen something that stood out for them rather than that's generically good across the board. So it could even be something that you used and weren't expecting.
Yeah.
That worked really well for you.
Look, there's a lot of tech. There's a lot of leaders in tech that are doing really amazing things and are standing out in their own tech category, whether it be the use of AI, whether it be the use of personalization, segmentation, automation, how helpful they are with their integrations. And as a marketer, you always search for the holy grail of this beautifully packaged tech stack that talk to each other wonderfully. They're all friends and they all provide you with one neat little customizable dashboard at the end of the month. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. And also each client and each brand and each company is built differently and require different things. As a result, there is no one.
That's okay.
There's no.
I think it's probably only the second person that's opted out.
That's okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not opting out. I label some favourite.
Oh, go. Yes, please. You have already, so.
Captive Wi-Fi is my ultimate favourite. But seriously, you are.
Thank you.
You are a go-to.
Thanks.
Just because of all of those things that I've mentioned. You know everyone.
Yeah.
You're friends with everyone. You work nicely, play nicely with everyone. But but you don't do everything.
No.
So I have to choose somebody else.
I know someone does something.
So if you, Adam, I invariably do come to you and say, who would I choose for this? Do my job for me, please. And you're like, yeah, I know the answer.
Yeah.
And I know the person.
And they're really good.
You've got a meeting with them in half an hour. Yes. Thanks, Adam. So yeah, there are, at the moment, for example, I'm working with, I've just, on behalf of Market Halls, have just launched or helped the team launch their loyalty app.
Yeah.
It's powered by Pepper. Now, Pepper have been able to provide us with a multi-tiered points, stamps, and perks system that is incredible. In my opinion, it's market leading.
I have to say, it looks really good too.
Thank you.
So, it really
POS,
does.
I'm really like is really cool. It's quite cheeky.
But also it's fun, and
yeah, it
the
should be.
concept of it is it's different because it's not like a normal loyalty app.
Well, no one puts the word monogamy on their on their loyalty marketing other than me.
You can get away with it, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we would have got there with another provider other than Pepper. They've been really good with providing us with that solution. There are stumbling blocks and there's pain points, and there is with every tech provider. But what then the kind of challenge of that, I suppose, is then making Pepper work seamlessly with other tech solutions to provide a full end-to-end customer journey through that digital journey. Yeah. So yeah. I'm not opting out, but the answer is more complex.
Yeah, it is more complex.
As a marketing consultant, or any marketer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because everything it's round hole square peg.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
And every peg looks different.
Yeah, it does. Okay. We're going to go back in time from the very beginning. I've got the questions here, but let's do where it all started. So where did it very begin? And I ask the question.
Time ago.
Did you work in hospo before you started?
Yeah.
Or was it like that little job in the pub or what?
Yes. So I started working in hospitality when I was at uni. I went to uni in Nottingham, Trent.
Great uni.
My cheerleading school. It's great. I got a job out of necessity for money at a restaurant, and became a cocktail bartender behind the bar, and did that in a couple of bars in Nottingham for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And Nottingham's a bit of a hospitality hub. It's weird, the amount of hospitality people that have come out of Nottingham. And I just fell in love with it. I loved the camaraderie of it, the teamwork, just how you could have fun for a living. I just found that amazing. And having come from London, it was nice to find somewhere as buzzy and as tight-knit. So you get that kind of entertainment at scale, but on a really small, personalised level, which was nice. But I left it for years after that, and then came back in a marketing capacity. Much later.
So what did you pivot to?
Well, I started after uni. I began in B2B tech PR. Worked for the likes of Bloomberg from a B2B perspective. And then so I was in comms of some kind, but not hospitality. Left to live in Australia for a while. Worked for an investment bank.
Awesome.
In the marketing team. And then I had a semi-life crisis and thought, what am I going to talk about forever? And the answer is food. And hospitality in general. And came back to the industry and have never looked back. I wouldn't go anywhere else. This is my home.
What was the first role when you came back?
I worked for Change Recruitment Company for a long time, for a couple of years. And did the marketing for Change Recruitment partly because I wanted my pick of jobs at the end of it. And I went on to work for an incredible business called Sins. No longer exists. The business positioned itself for sale. So I was there for about 3.5 years. I worked my way up from marketing exec to head of marketing over that 3 years. Worked for a couple of incredible people called Paul Boyce, who is my ops director. He's now at Bamford Stays, and Langan, who owned the business. And together, Langan is this like larger than life person, incredible person to learn from this kind of blue sky thinking. That is his like ultimate phrase. It's like, don't give me the detail, just give me the ideas. And Boise was very much, okay, how do I try and make these ideas actually work from an ops perspective?
So
And
you actually, it's interesting. So it sounded like you had ops and marketing and founder together,
yeah,
which is really rare
yeah,
because normally it's siloed.
absolutely. And I don't think I've worked for another founder-led business until Market Halls, which is, other than kind of independent restaurants and things like that, which I've done along the way as a consultant, Market Halls is the first one where I've truly felt like I've worked for a founder-led business again.
Yeah.
And somebody who has that way of thinking, like, these are just bring me incredible ideas and I will make them happen. So yeah, that was at my happiest, really.
Yeah.
I learned so much in that environment.
Interesting enough, question back to when you were working. I always, when we have a conversation with people who started in hospitality, did it change your view on how you communicate with people? Because especially being a bar and at uni, you've got people screaming at you the whole time. It's a difficult way. And I think that when someone works in hospitality, I used to do events, on the door, behind the bar, blah, 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 nightclubs and that sort of jazz. So you get to see a whole range of different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to deal with a whole range of different issues.
Different personalities,
right?
yeah.
Do you think it changed the way your thought of how to communicate?
Yeah, definitely. I think this industry is made up of lots of beautiful personalities that have one thing. Well, not everyone, but most people in this industry have that commonality of they like people and they do this job because they enjoy working with other people. Certainly as a manager and as a leader, you know that everybody's different, or you get to learn how to motivate different people. Some people are motivated by having ownership over something. Some people are motivated by praise. Some people are motivated by the numbers. Some people, like, you do get to, it's a necessity to learn those nuances around different people.
Yeah.
Some people like to be flattered. Some people don't. Most kind of board members don't like to be flattered. They just need black and white.
Yeah.
How are you changing this business? I don't necessarily understand your role as a marketer, but how are you changing my business?
Yeah.
Whereas some more junior people like to know the more aspirational thinking of, where can I get you in your career? That's what they care about. That's why they follow you as a leader. So definitely, everybody's different and everybody likes to be motivated differently.
So after Cirrus, what was the next role?
Cirrus was being sold to Bookham, so I was recommended by Boise to go on to the Ivy collection.
Oh, nice.
And was there for a year and a half. And then
how many sites did Ivy have?
I had 42 at the time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I saw a couple of, like, very, very briefly, Caprice sites as well.
Yeah.
And then, but mostly Ivy Collection and West Street.
Yeah.
I mean, what a brand.
Yeah.
To work from. It taught me so much about bringing luxury to the everyday and how you can bring this well-respected, beloved brand and make it accessible for everybody. And that was a real thing to take away.
Yeah, massive. I live not far from St Albans, and Hatfield Catering College is right by the Ivy, obviously in St Albans. So they get, like, the best,
nice.
The nicest people coming in who either just want to. It feels like they bring them in and then they deploy.
St Albans is posh anyway.
It's a little bit, yeah. Well, no, it depends. I mean, where the Ivy is, yes, and it's quite expensive to live there. But I don't live in St Albans. But it's it's weird. You've got, like, a dessert place opposite. It's not, the road's quite nice. It's a lovely area, but it's really interesting because I'll go there, like, every couple of months, for example. There's consistent. The way the team there are insane.
Yeah.
And nothing's. We got there, like, one day I got there like at 9:45, and no, I wasn't rushed out. I wasn't. Kitchen was closing soon. I wasn't told the kitchen was closing. I wasn't pushed to get my order done. It was all nice and flow.
It's such a well-oiled machine that, from an operations perspective, you're pretty much guaranteed consistency from plating, service, the welcome, the goodbye, the table setting, right through to, like, the marketing collateral. This is really, I shouldn't really be sharing this story, but for Christmas I got a diffuser for like one of those things
I
you
love
put
it.
essential oils in.
Yeah.
And I went to the White Company, picked out the smell with my brother. My brother was over from Australia and he was
Yeah.
like, I'll go with you to buy a gift. Doesn't usually. And together we smelt all the smells and I like picked my favorite one. And I was like, yeah, I'd love that. Thank you. Like I opened it on Christmas Day, smelt it, put it in the thing. And I was like, oh my God, it's the Ivy collection. And it smelt and took me straight back.
Wow.
And you
so
can
interesting.
smell the bathroom in the Ivy collections. And you know, from Norwich to Chichester, you know what that bathroom's going to smell like.
Yeah.
And it's uncanny. That just took me, like the consistency of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, know that smell anywhere.
That's really interesting smells. We went with the Broadwig and had a meeting.
Sorry, where are you going with this? Talking of interesting smells.
Not the toilets. No, but the feed of like I went to, I think 2 years ago I went to Morgan Stanley to help out an event.
Yeah.
And as you walk in, it looked like there were cigarette thingies we put out. Obviously it was inside, and they were like 7 of them just spewing out this awesome smell.
Spewing.
Oh, not spewing, but beautifully clouding
the
area of aromatic, and it was insane. But the Broadwick, I've not been there for 6 months, and I went there for a meeting.
Yeah.
And their specific scent that comes out just above the door, which I didn't realise, hit me as soon as I walked in, and I was like,
transported you to that event.
Yeah,
I love that about smell.
I was like, insane. There used to be a company that does it for venues where Anyway, but we can talk. Okay, so
it's an extension of the brand.
Yeah, I agree. And also back in the day when you could smoke, they needed them in there. And then after you couldn't smoke in venues, you needed them because of the people dancing, let's just say. And you needed that, because there was originally the extract for the smoke.
Yeah.
And then there was the extract for air, and then there was the insert for covering that. Because 400 people dancing on a dance floor.
It doesn't smell so great.
No, but that's why, and it's very interesting how things change. But anyway, so what happened after the Ivy?
I went on to a collection of businesses.
Yes.
I was the group head of sales and marketing for a group that encompassed Langan's Brasserie in Mayfair.
They're one of ours.
Yeah, they are.
Awesome brand.
They are an awesome brand. Upstairs, the private members club above called Upstairs at Langan.
That's really cool. I didn't even know that existed. They've got like a special WhatsApp membership thing and everything in there. It's insane.
The space is really beautiful.
I didn't know. I know. Obviously, I'm not special enough to know it existed, but it's amazing. Thank you. But it's insane. I've heard. I spoke to them the other day. It's busy. Yeah,
it's a really special space.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been, definitely go. But that group also have Chuck's, a small collection of Italian brasseries. And they do well. Like from a small perspective, the food is beautiful. It's premium Italian. Kicks, which is a private members club, health and wellness space in South Ken.
Yeah.
And their kind of sister gym, which is Kicks You, in Pavilion Road in Chelsea.
Yeah, great. I think it's interesting how they're just split across. I had no idea that Langan was linked to them all, but they're a really nice bunch of people to speak to, actually. So, it's a nice brand.
Yeah, it's and it was nice to work across, for the first time since Cirrus, multiple different tones of voice and brands, because you're speaking to different audiences at the same time. Similar audiences, more luxury than an Ivy collection, perhaps, but still with that same way of thinking.
It's changing as well. It lets you change the view of what you're working on, rather than working one individual brand.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got different tasty things here. Okay, so what happened from after that?
I went to a high-end catering business called Rhubarb.
Rhubarb? Yeah, they're massive.
Great.
Yeah. I think any big event, you'll see their bands outside. It's insane.
Yeah, and they look after some pretty amazing venues.
Yeah.
So they have a high-end catering arm of their business, but they also manage or power restaurants and bars.
Yes.
So what attracted me to the role is that global management experience. So I worked with a team in New York, a team in Berlin, and a team here. There was something called The Edge, which is on 101st floor at Hudson Yards, tallest restaurant in Manhattan. And marketing that was just a dream.
Yeah.
There was a restaurant in Berlin, in a new development called Potsdamer Platz, which again came with its own challenges of being in a new development and what that meant for brand reputation, footfall, that kind of those challenges, which was good. Great experience for me as a more well-rounded marketing leader.
Yeah.
How to kind of navigate those challenges was really interesting. And then the Sky Garden here.
I love the Sky.
Yeah, Sky Garden's a really beautiful space, and there's 3 restaurants in there, and how to market all of those differently within one tourist attraction, like essentially, which and capitalize on that market, captive market. So yeah.
And then when was the jump to right? I've done this.
I wanted to do it, in all honesty, full transparency. I've wanted to be a consultant my entire career.
Yeah.
I've chosen different jobs based on what experience they can give me in order to produce a more well-rounded consultant at the end. And I wanted to do it after Langan's and before Rhubarb, but I wanted that global experience. And then after Rhubarb, it was time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to take that leap. Yeah.
Question for you as well.
Terrifying leaps, but yeah.
It's terrifying. I have a story, but I went to it now another time, of taking that leap. Much younger than I am now. But your experience in corporate and the recruitment side, it's interesting because you were still doing marketing there. So the learning from that marketing coming over, what was it like coming from that and then coming over to hospitality marketing? Was your brain like short-circuited to realizing how, because obviously in corporate you've either got hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds, whatever to spend, right? Yeah. Or like in retail, you've got different budgets, different sets, different categories, and then hospitality, it's like
different challenges. Definitely. Working for an investment bank is, in an Australian economy, is incredible. But you're working with, it was wonderful to work with the most intelligent people I've ever met. But that comes with different challenges to working with more people-focused people in a hospitality environment, because their brains are wired entirely differently, and therefore you have to speak to them differently. Or it's not about manipulation necessarily, but it's about how can I get the best from these people, and therefore how can I communicate with them and speak to them to make them see the benefit of sharing their knowledge with me, so I can then sell it. So either I worked in the wealth management department. So either I'm putting on events or conferences for them to share that information and make it worth their while to share that knowledge with people, or I'm selling packaged products and how I can make that topic interesting to the everyday person. So not what's the benefit to the internal person of sharing that knowledge, or what's the benefit to a person on the customer of those packaged products.
Yes.
To make that seemingly dry topic interesting. So it's all about learning your customer.
You could sell anything, basically.
No, you just have to.
It's hard, it's hard.
What motivates people.
Yeah.
And sell it to them based on the why they should buy it.
Do you think that's definitely helped within the marketing side? Because it's a bit of psychology as well, right?
It is. Everything, marketing is mostly consumer behavior. And consumer psychology.
It's interesting because not everyone thinks that route. There'll be other marketers who just, from their experience, they've just done X, Y, and Z. This is the plan, and we're going to do this. This is an event. We're going to do this. This is the layout, and so on. And I spoke to a colleague the other day, and they were talking about the journey in the restaurant. I had Massimo on the other day, and he was also talking about, we spoke to the architect. And the architect, beautiful design. It was beautiful. It was like super high end. And he looked at it and he goes, "This is terrible. because the customer flow is just not going to work. You know, you can't tell the customer to wait by the front door that is always open.
Yeah.
They're going to...
Absolutely stunning, but useless.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really interesting
Yeah.
on that. So not everyone has the foresight to think of the thought process of the psychology of it. Annika from Two Forks is like super psychology of everything. She's insane. So even some of the things that she comes out with is just, you don't think about.
She blows my mind.
Yeah. Insane. Just insane. So I think it's interesting because you're able to take pieces of what you've done before and then insert it into here. Because there's people that just come from marketer to marketer to marketer, like in this industry.
Yeah.
And I find it really interesting when people don't come from
There's something
hospo.
to be learnt from every environment that you're in, good and bad.
Yeah.
I think, and you need to use that skill set internally and externally. So externally is the more obvious because you're like, how can I sell this to this audience, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 audiences? But you're also trying to have influence in selling your ideas internally. A board needs to buy into what you're saying. So how can you communicate your idea that they're going to care?
Yes.
Your manager, how are they going to care?
Buy-in again. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I actually want to go to one of these questions, which is quite cool, actually. One from Dion, which is awesome. So you shared some big early results from the Dion launch. What were the 2 or 3 moves that created the momentum fastest? And what would you repeat for any premium opening? Because you did pretty insane on that Instagram. It was like insane.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think it's at 21.5
Yeah.
thousand followers, and it's been open for about 9 weeks.
That's just insane.
Which I'm super proud of. But I think what gained momentum the fastest, I think the care and consideration taken to define its identity. Because if that's flimsy, then customers see straight through it. And I think it takes, if you're very certain about what brand you're selling, not necessarily the product, but the vibe and the feeling, and just the feeling that you're supposed to feel when you get there.
Yeah. If
you are able to convey that properly through content, you're halfway there. I work with some incredible partners, suppliers, whatever you want to call them, on that to get that feeling right. And I spoke to a lot of different agencies and freelancers to get that feeling right, and chose the people that I thought understood that brief the best. But yeah, you have to be thorough in terms of identifying what that feeling should be.
I have to say though, the first just images that you were sharing made me feel happy.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't that interesting?
Like that's what you should have felt.
Yeah, but that
was one of the emotions we wanted you to feel.
It was just, that's insane. And it just puts a smile on my face because it wasn't just a picture of someone out the window. It was some arch of something, I think it was, or some furniture.
Yeah.
And I just saw it and it just put a smile on my face. Yeah. And normally that doesn't happen. Normally I'm like, okay, great. It's a front door of something or whatever it might be. I'm not picking it. I'm not like, the halo's going to come out now. But I'm being honest. It was, the imagery was captured so well that it had feeling with it. Do you know what I mean? And I've not seen that for a while, to be honest.
Thank you.
In the images, it really hit. So
we wanted you to. The brand is an aspirational brand. It's on the top floor of a brutalist building overlooking Dublin. Like, you do feel something when you go there. You walk up that staircase and you go, oh my God, this is beautiful. You see the mountains, you see the Liffey, you see the history of Dublin, and you feel really grateful to be able to experience that.
Yeah.
And that kind of, you do feel happy. So that is certainly what we wanted you to feel. Along with that kind of quiet confidence of being elevated above the city.
Whatever message you wanted to get from it, I think it just hit because
thank you.
I think and then sorry, I had to bring that up. Okay, next one. With operators under pressure and everyone learning on templates and automation, where do you think hospitality brands must stay human to win, and where should they systemize harder?
Where should they be more human to win?
Yeah.
And where should they systemize? I think with
Because sometimes you get automations, right? You'll go somewhere and it'll be
hopefully you will.
and it'll be, well, you might not, to be honest with you,
Mm.
because we're speaking to so many people at the moment. And,
Yeah.
and my first thing when I say to them is, welcome journey.
Yeah.
And they go, well, what? And they're not
Yeah.
marketers, they're owners,
yeah.
you know. So the smaller brands that we speak to will be like, I haven't got resource, blah, 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 and so on. I'm like, just, you're already plugging into CRM, just talk about,
Yeah.
and then there'll be others who won't sign up to a website, nothing.
Yeah.
Or it will be some form of email, just
Yeah.
a blast in your face,
Yeah.
which does nothing. So I think it's
I think this question wholly relies on your brand. If you are a high-end members club, that welcome journey will never look automated. It will not be an email. It will be a personal call from the head of membership, which says, hi, so-and-so, thank you so much for joining. But they would already know you by name. They will already have a rapport with you before you've become a member. But if your business is appropriate to have an automated welcome journey, then it needs to feel like it's a person writing it.
Yeah.
I love the use of AI in hospitality tech marketing. However, I do think that a lot of marketers are getting it wrong because they're using it for everything. And where they're forgetting is that feeling that you go there for. Let's not forget why you're going there. You're going there to feel cherished and treasured. If I get, hi, accidentally slipped in first name in square brackets, hi, first name, we've got a deal on for whatever, like, nah, in the bin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm the same. To be fair, my Outlook
Hmm.
automatically shoves it into like non-focused or spam.
Because I know that that's an automation. And I don't think we should forget the heart of it. That if you feel like if you aren't feeling treasured and you aren't feeling cherished and you aren't feeling like you're the only person on the planet, you know that's an automation.
Yeah.
Whereas if you are personalizing it enough to convert, then you're getting it right.
Yeah.
And you're not forgetting the heart of it and the emotion behind the game we're in, which is hospitality. You want to feel like someone's been hospitable to you, not to everybody that looks like you.
Yeah, that segment. It's interesting. Vic Searle said something ages ago, which I love. And she says, signing up to a mailing list and someone emailing you in 6 months is like you meeting someone in the street and them asking you to marry you.
Yeah.
Let's get married. Let's get married.
Yeah,
I don't know who you are, but hey. And it's a really interesting point of, and the weird thing is that there's so many data points now out there that most brands have of people, from the reservation system to whatever, that marketing platform should be able to really customize it. And some amazing.
Coming on too strong too early.
Yeah.
You're becoming over familiar because you want to push someone in the direction that you want them to go in. You haven't warmed them up.
No.
You haven't earned that trust and that familiarity yet. Slow down.
Yeah.
And make sure that you've gotten to know them better. And then selling to them feels easier because you know exactly what it takes to get that one person. And it may be that you've segmented your database so much that you end up with a segment with 15 people in it. But you know by sending those 15 people a communication that it's going to hit the nail on the head because you've known them so well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a waste of time because we've all read the metrics, right? This was sent to 12,000 people. 9,000 people opened it. 400 people clicked the button. You're like, demoralizing. But it's inevitable if you're sending the same wording to 12,000 people. I don't feel special. I feel like one of 12,000. I don't feel like an individual. I feel like a segment.
But it's also hard as well. Like, even if you were to segment that 12,000 people, it's the hard part, right? Even if you were to send an email out to everyone saying we'd love to know more about you, in a nice way,
absolutely.
that genuinely
Some
helps.
people do,
yeah,
and we'll give you that data back.
And I will if it's a nice email.
Yeah,
I'll give you information. But I think what you were touching on is be nice,
Be nice.
and throw the emotion out there, and then people will give it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really interesting. I've not heard people say how you say it. Other marketers saying how you're saying it. It's really interesting about bringing the emotion into communication.
Yeah. This is where hospitality feels so different, on-site and off-site.
Yeah.
You'll get an entirely different experience until you walk through that front door, and then you'll get something entirely different.
Like someone giving you a hug when you walk in, and then someone just throwing you a ball like that from like miles away, like, or just whacking your head or something. Like,
all of those things should be aligned to the brand you're selling. And some people will choose the stance of arrogance, because that kind of snobby arrogance is part of the brand. I read a really interesting opinion piece about Carbone the other day, and they say we do have that kind of slightly more arrogant approach to our communication, both on-site and off-site.
Yeah.
Digitally and in person, because it's the brand.
Yeah.
And people should expect that of the brand.
But at least they're making up.
When you come here and we don't speak like we speak in our email communication. That's the brand.
Yeah.
If you're a warm, fuzzy, friendly brand, like you're a cat cafe or like something warm and fuzzy, you're expecting the tone of your email to be warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Because that's the experience you get in person.
Yeah. So interesting.
If you want to feel treasured and cherished in person and have that personalized service, your email communication or your social media or whatever is targeting you as a potential consumer, that should feel the same.
Yeah. I love that. It's new. Your brain's working very. Yeah, I can imagine. It's very hard, especially if you're. It's very hard, especially in hospitality and turnaround staff. And everything. High end might be easier because, like, we work with Novikov, for example. They probably had the same team for so long.
Yeah.
And they're nurtured and looked after as well, even though it's an amazing space. But they're amazing. The team, they're all lovely. But I think the challenge is if you go to a nice, even if it's high end or casual dining or fast casual, the turnaround is really hard of staff there, even to the point of asking questions, whatever it might be. So I think to touch one of the brands that I went to recently that have I think have just managed to get it is Brother Marcus.
Yeah.
They just, and the one in Covent Gardens were actresses and actors, which is even better.
Yeah.
But all of them, they have and also Bubbler's the other one as well. Those two that I've been to have like a belief, and that's drilled down from top to bottom.
Yeah.
It is so refreshing to go somewhere, and just being looked after. It's so interesting.
Or just, that feeling of being looked after is part of why I love hospitality experiences. Personally, I don't like every hospitality experience because some aren't aligned with the brand that I want to align myself with. I like foodie destinations. I like chef-led, food-led places more often than not. And I'd like to feel treasured and cherished.
Yeah.
In everyday life.
You should.
Thank you. I'm not an arrogant person, and I don't like arrogant environments most of the time. If I put on my alter ego, I put on high heels and get dressed up and I want to feel a bit flashy. I kind of like the arrogant. And I take it for what it is. And I enjoy it for what it is. And then I move back to I'm not really. I have a cap. I'm not that kind of person.
Comfort. Move back to comfort.
Yeah. I moved back to innovative foodie-led destinations because that's what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, me too.
So
it's really interesting. I want to just go back because you mentioned Patrice, but the origin here in my notes was your love of hospitality started with Patrice Kitchen that moment in 2012. and I basically said, what does it teach you about what guests actually remember and how it shaped your marketing style, which is interesting. That must have picked up from, you must have mentioned it before somewhere, because you mentioned it when we talked earlier.
Yeah.
So
it's one of my best hospitality experiences. How that experience has shaped my marketing style. It's everything we just spoke about.
Yeah.
I felt like the center of their universe at that moment. And I loved it.
You were bought in.
I was bought in. I was like, wow, you have really zoned in and made me feel special.
Yeah.
And I've remembered
Was that like a chef table, or was it?
It was on a chef's table.
Yeah. Okay. Insane.
But I've been back in the dining room and I felt just as special.
Yeah.
Which is really rare. I got to cook in the kitchen, so I think I had a very unique experience.
Yeah. I did something similar at the grill room Ramsay's at the Savoy.
The one at the back of the room in front of the open kitchen slot. And you do the tour. I've done that.
Yeah, and you cook some steaks and you people and they put a hat on you and they take out some like dry aged meat from and it was just something I'll always remember. You know, it's really interesting. But Patrice's, I think, takes it to the next level.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's still on par with. I went for a four hands experience not long ago, and just having that little added touch of the chef coming to say hello. That's lovely, and you're going to remember it because you're like, oh, that was nice. It doesn't happen every day, and it's nice to meet the person making the menu, that skilled, experienced person that you came here, you paid your hard-earned money to see.
Yeah.
And bless them, they took the time to say hello to you. It's beautiful. So, that's
it's all about emotion. It's really interesting. Like
it's definitely formed my marketing style of
100%
personalization. And make that person feel special.
Yeah.
They don't come they invariably don't go for the food. They go for the memory.
Yeah. 100%.
And they go for the experience.
Yeah. That's whenever I say a hospitality experience, it's really interesting. So everyone immediately looks up to the right, which is the memory.
Yeah.
And they're thinking about something that they remembered or something that happened that would kick them on the memory. It's so interesting when we ask that question, and then they have a smile on their face of something that's happened. So you're absolutely right.
It's exactly what you said earlier about smell, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember experiences with previous partners, and I remember the restaurant and the table we sat at, and what happened that day and that night, and why it was so special. I remember the outfit I wore.
Yeah.
I remember everything about that whole experience because everything contributed to it being a memory.
Yeah.
And I'm personally, a fashion lover would remember what they're wearing. A foodie would.
I remember a restaurant when I was young, years ago. We went to Venice and I got completely lost. But the only way we knew where we were going is I've been at the restaurant, went to that restaurant, and we found our way back to our hotel from the restaurant.
Nice.
And same in London. I found my way. I used to.
I know that's on that corner, and I go left.
Exactly. So exactly. It's all about. I know Bubbler's on that corner there. I know that Miznon is there, and that Broadwick's going to be around there. So I know where I'm going, rather than staring at my maps trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
London's beautiful for that because even now I walk around and I'm like, oh. You walk past a restaurant, even if it's closed, and you go, "Oh, remember that happened that night?"
Yeah, well, I'm a bit older than you, so I'm remembering things where then we're closed. So it's like that used to be so.
No, exactly. But you do walk past and you go, "Oh, that's not there anymore."
Yeah.
And then you end up sounding really old because you turn to the person you're with and you're like,
"Do you remember?
That used to be that."
Yeah. And it's now a nail salon. Amazing. Not in central London. All right, I'm going to give you a round of applause. Thank you. This was awesome. There you go.
Keep going.
I'll leave it on low, this is really interesting. You've changed how my brain thinks now, which is really interesting. And so, you know, I used to run events. I used to bring people to nightclubs and stuff like that. And we had database and so on, send emails. And I worked with lots of marketers, but it's really interesting. My brain is still ticking away on how your brain sees it. I've had a lot of marketers on here. As well, talking about automations, talking about how things work and how to work with the brand and so on.
Yeah,
you're coming from a different way of thought, which is really interesting. Which is a good thing because you're coming from a way where that works better for brands. because you've got to be a part of the journey. You're bringing people on the journey with you, rather than just saying, okay, so we did this and this was amazing, and we did these emails and we got this money. You're doing it whereby let's make them feel amazing. Let's let them feel valued, and then they'll come back to the brand, which is very different to how other people think. So you should be proud of that, to be honest with you. So
thank you.
yeah, that's really interesting. Really interesting. But yeah. I'm usually unlikely speechless because I can speak a lot. So yeah, you've done a good job.
Thank you.
And I think my brain's going to tee on about the thought process and probably take what you've said to other people we work with, because it's really interesting. No, pleasure. No, thank you. You're the one that's been telling me all this.
My brain is quite unusual, but it's the first time I've been complimented on it.
Well, because
thank you.
My brain's a bit unusual too, but and a lot of hospitality people, their brains are unusual. So I think the way that your thought process works. So, for example, Sherry, when she came in, ex-retail, her brain was like, hospitality is messed up. You know, like it doesn't. Why isn't it? Why isn't it this way? It is messed up. Why isn't this way? Right?
Yeah.
And
she came from a
unique.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting speaking to people where their thought process is different to most, because they look at it a different way. Let's break that piece up into 7 different pieces and find out how we make it work, you know? And I think that's really interesting. So
to that point, I think that is why it's so important to have such a diverse team, because I can't do everything. And I actually don't want to be great at everything. There's things talking to a person who is obsessed with tech. I'm creative, I'm strategic, I'm commercially minded, but I don't get tech a lot of the time. I need help with that area. Like it doesn't come naturally to me, but I will build a team that complement each other. And I think the beauty of having such a diverse team and for people to have buy-in and have ownership is because they all can specialize in one area.
With the same belief.
With the same belief. Yeah. And your job as a leader is to facilitate that success in their own little area.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. It's insane. I totally agree with you.
I'm never going to be good at everything.
But that's an amazing thing to admit, and not people will admit that. They'll sit on the top and they'll be, I'm amazing at everything, and then fall down on the things that they couldn't do. And what you're doing is bringing the team together. And I remember Chris Fletcher said once that one of the guys on the podcast was, he said, a single plate of truth. So bringing all those people together, like we had a meeting with a client a while ago, and he brought the EPOS guys in, he brought us in, and we just did the wife. We didn't do that. We just did the splash. He brought in the loyalty company, brought everyone into an online meet, which very rarely happens, to bring everyone together. Yeah,
I'm doing the same thing for a project I'm working on now.
Yeah,
to bring in the PR guy in, the digital guy in, the paid guy. Yeah, like, because I can't do what you do. Why am I telling you what to do? Yeah. You come up with the idea. You're bound to be more passionate about it at the end, and I'll get a better result. Yeah. Yeah. Letting you do your thing.
Yeah. I think your tagline needs to have buy-in at the bottom of your middle name needs to be buy-in, emotional buy-in. So, but yeah, no, it's really interesting. Okay. Final questions. We'll do that around the flip. We normally do that towards the end, but we carried on. Yeah, you get another one. You're lucky.
I'm such a people pleaser. That really motivates me.
It's all about the emotion. Final questions. Best. Okay, this is gonna be anywhere. I know it's a hard one. So, best restaurant.
Oh, Adam, don't do that. Best restaurant in London.
Anywhere. Can be anywhere in the world.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can I have more than one?
Yes, of course.
The hardest question.
No, you can have as many as not as many. You can have a few.
At the moment in London, I believe that the best restaurant that I have had a chance to experience so far is Wildflowers in Pimlico. Okay. Owned by Aaron Potter and his wife Laura. I think it's one of those. I tend to enjoy restaurants that have a chef and florist partnership.
That's nice.
There's a few in London, and we all know Adam Byatt and his wife are a chef florist partnership who do that so incredibly well. And I mean, Trinity is testament to that.
Yeah, it's insane.
20-something years later, it's still market leading.
Yes.
But Aaron and Laura are also doing that really beautifully. The food is incredible. The experience and how beautifully you're looked after while you're there is just something really rare and really special. I've been a few times now and I enjoy and get something different from every time I go. And there's another one in the heart of the city next to St. Paul's called Stem and Stem,
Okay.
which a guy called Ed and his wife, who's chef, florist, leadership team.
Wow.
And it just makes for
It just
a really
works.
beautiful
Two creative
partnership.
people in different.
Two creative people in different areas who are passionate about what they do, and together they bring a really nicely well-rounded product. So Wildflowers, I would say, is one of my favorite restaurants
Okay.
in London. I've just come back from Manhattan.
Okay.
Well, New York, so I
Yeah.
stayed in Brooklyn. And Pastis was just so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you see a couple of celebs in the corner, which adds to the stardust.
Yeah.
You get that, again, it's not in any way, it's personalized, but not personalized, because you're one of a busy, buzzy environment.
Mm.
I sat on the counter, had a chat with a guy behind the bar, like, so they don't know my name. They've never asked my name. They just sat me.
Yeah.
They want you to order, enjoy this in a buzzy experience, and then make way for the next person who's going to love it.
Yeah.
But that in itself is a hospitality
It's
experience.
hard to do as well.
Yeah. And make it as memorable.
Yeah.
And not feel like you're not loved. But it was also lends itself well to that New Yorker feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
I love New York.
And then they're my two at the moment.
Okay.
That will change next week.
Or three, because you had the one in Bank.
Stem and Stem is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best burger.
Oh, best burger. Okay, I'm going to give two. Black Bear.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Stu,
He's
who
done it,
owns the
yeah.
brand, is incredible. And Salt Shed,
Yeah.
because I had it today.
They are great. I'm
It
glad
is
they're back,
great.
to be honest with you, because they left London
Yeah.
and they just disappeared. And that corner in Oxford Street,
Yeah.
where they are, is their pastrami is insane.
But it's the Salt Shed in Market Halls. It's
Yeah.
just, and I'm not self-norming here, but like that.
It worked.
burger is
And
great.
it's weird because it's hard to be as consistent, and they are really consistent. I love what they're doing at the
Yeah,
moment. They're on
they
socials
are.
talking about their new brands as well. So, yeah, they're still, it's a really consistent. If I go there and someone goes there and says, what should I have? And normally like one
Yeah.
is Salt Shed and second is Black Bear.
I know this is a controversial opinion. I'm not a smash burger kind of girl.
Mm.
I'm a
Yeah.
juicy burger kind of girl. I don't, as much as I like that caramelization on the side, I do like a big patty.
Yeah, me too. It's interesting. Honest Burger's the same. Their smash is really good, but their traditional is just great. I think I'm a bit overdone with smash now.
I'm over it.
Yeah, there's more coming, but it's crunchy.
I did have a Wagyu
Did you?
smash burger called Smash Bun.
Okay.
They're not operating anymore, sadly, but that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. But yeah, I wouldn't choose a burger.
Yeah.
So out of all of the offerings I have, but considering the
you
question
have a
of
nice
best burger.
selection of across all of them. To be honest with you, the Go Pals is probably one of my favourite.
Out of
the product is insane. The guys at the pubs are amazing.
Yeah.
But let's not big up Mark
Sorry.
too much. That's all good. We're both very big fans
of food in general, really.
Yeah,
I could talk about it for a long time.
I can talk about food forever. Best hotel.
I love hotels.
I couldn't tell.
I love hotels. If I am going to a bar, it's more often than not a hotel bar, because I love that environment.
Yeah, me too.
So best hotel.
Can we change to best hotel bar? That'd be good. Or best hotel is fine.
Difficult. Have you tried the Newman yet?
No, just down there.
Just opened.
No, yeah,
in Fitzrovia.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful space.
I'm excited for the BT Tower to be some massive hotel.
I heard that, yeah. I think One Hotels is a stunning And it's aligned with my personal aesthetic. I like those natural elements.
Mm-hmm.
Love the smell. I love the personalized service that you get. I like that slightly arrogant, sexy service that you get. And wherever you go around the world, if you're going to their Nashville one or you're going to their like New York one, it's consistent with that feeling and that environment. They smell the same, the touch points are the same, and it never fails to delight you.
I think hospitality has a casual dining, fine dining, and other hospitality has a lot to learn from hotels. It's very
definitely. Their approach to consumers
is
it's different to a restaurant.
It hits even the DoubleTree with their cookie, like it just hits from high end to low end and so on. It just, I don't know what it is. You go, it's always, if you're going to a nice hotel, it's always about the memories, and they manage to just hit that memory. I remember stuff from nearly all the nice hotels I've been to, always, because just even someone smiled at you and looked at you and gave you a welcoming hello, to your welcoming drink or whatever it might be.
I think from a service perspective, One Hotels does do that for me. I think from an opulence and sense of luxury perspective, the new Jumeirah in Dubai, the Marsa Al Arab, was mind-blowing. Like what the level of service you get. I went to Umike in their Japanese restaurant at the back of that hotel, and just like the level of service and the sense of luxury that you get from that environment is mind-blowing. But then you go to like beautiful Dublin and you get that really traditional, stunning sense of heritage and longevity that you would only ever find in like the Ritz here or the Goring or the Connaught. Those, you walk in and you feel like you are genuinely somewhere special.
And it feels of history.
Yeah.
That's the thing what it
is.
And
that sense of something being a lot bigger than you.
Yeah.
You can imagine someone walking in the 20s and having the same cocktail than you. You're just in a different era.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful feeling.
That is, again, emotive. It's about the story. It's the story. You love the story.
It's the story.
You love the story.
Yeah. I enjoy that as much as One Hotels that's been open for 2 years.
Yeah.
2
questions for the next guest.
Can I read them?
You can, of course.
Okay. So we all constantly have in our minds impact and legacy. And I think, what is the one decision that you've made in the last year that significantly strengthened or impacted your brand in your guest's eyes?
I like that. Really good question.
Yeah, we're all talking the talk, but what decisions have you actually made? Because I don't know, like we all struggle with that, like looking back and thinking of these, we all get decision fatigue every single day, but of these hundreds of decisions you're making in a year, what do you think is actually changing what you're doing? And my second question is, this is a constant, not battle, I wouldn't say battle because that puts a negative lens on it, but a constant work in progress is people, right? You are constantly trying to motivate your team, get the best out of them, optimize them, make them more efficient, but happy, and facilitate their development and their success. So what's been the biggest challenge in aligning your team with your vision, and what did you change to overcome it?
It's very good. 2 very deep questions. That's good.
Yeah.
I thought I'm gonna have to make sure I send it definitely far in advance for the next person.
I'm thinking at the moment a lot about not in an arrogant or an egotistical way. I work with an incredible mentor. I have a really, really amazing person that helps me with my career.
Yeah.
A few people, but one in particular has made a real impact on me and my way of thinking. And he has asked me to think about legacy. And from the most junior member of your team, right through to your CEO, you should be thinking about what you're leaving behind, or what impact you're having,
Yeah.
or what you're imparting on other people.
Yeah.
And I think it's so hard, isn't it, especially as a consultant coming into businesses, whether it be a short-term project or a retained contract.
Oops. Oh, that's all right. That shouldn't be ringing. It's meant to be on cinema mood. Sorry. Continue.
Is
Yeah.
how are you making an impact in what you're doing?
Yeah, that's really important.
And I need to keep learning that from other people.
Yeah. Legacy is an interesting conversation, and specifically on how it's imprinted, or how you've impacted people in the journey you've been on.
Yeah.
Because I'm always positive, having conversations with other people, and I love it when I've managed to connect two people together.
Yeah, I love that.
It just makes me smile.
That feeling's amazing.
Yeah, or I'll get an email afterwards, like, or a couple of months later, or like, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or to the point that I'll meet someone and we say, I just want to build cool stuff.
Yeah.
With like the same
Come on,
comment,
then.
let's do it.
Let's
And
do
I'm
it.
like, it doesn't always happen. So yeah, I think definitely legacy is a very interesting question. Yeah.
And not coming from an egotistical place in the slightest.
Not how most people would think the word legacy.
Yeah.
Not like, the
like,
overarching.
What have I achieved? What have I done?
No, not the overarching.
No. It's as a guardian of this brand or a guardian of this team, how have I impacted them in the best way I can? What would I leave behind?
I think that's a better explanation than legacy. Legacy can be in here, but I think impact can be how you explain it.
It can be so self-serving, can't it?
Yeah.
A legacy, because you kind of give yourself a pat on the back, and that's quite vomit-inducing. But no, for the sake of others or the sake of this brand, what have I achieved here? It's a nice feeling.
Especially when you leave. If you leave and you see the flow of where peaks and troughs of where it's on, and where you've left them on that lead to success.
Yeah.
If they can carry on with your recommendations, obviously. Because we can only try. But it's very interesting. All right, I'm going to give you the last.
Thank you.
So give everyone a wave goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.